The German Netflix series Woman of the Dead, or Totenfrau, now gets its second season release. So grab your corpse, let's go! When body parts of Edwin Schönborn turn up in a coffin of an exhumed corpse, Blum is once again targeted by the police. She's then blackmailed and must hand over a video she doesn't have. On the run from the police and searching for this video, Blum is prepared to do anything to keep her family safe. So the season picks up 2 years after season 1, and even though Blum still has nightmares about her past and what she did to protect her family, she's settled into kind of a normal pace, with Reza working alongside her in the mortuary, and then her spending time with her son and daughter. Now, just like in season 1, this continues to delve into the extremely disturbing and horrendous side of humanity. I mean, I use humanity very lightly. The events of the torture and the snuff films, they haven't been eradicated, and while it's tamed down this season, we're still subjected to brief clips of these heinous acts. And this isn't just for shock's sake. The story revolves around the hidden lives of many of these elite and powerful within the small mountain resort town. Politics, money, and power all play an integral role here, but so do obsession and justice. Now, the story kicks off when a grave is being exhumed, and it just happens to be where Blum and Reza hid a bunch of Edwin's body parts. And after a stressful retrieval mishap, the police find a few stray pieces of Edwin and then begin the investigation to find out first who the parts belong to, and then how they got into the grave and by whom. Now, there's a dogged federal detective who's brought in on the case, and she has her eyes immediately set on Blum. And this begins a season-long pursuit to prove that Blum is guilty. Now, this season features a lot of cat and mouse, mixed with Alexander's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, and if you give a mouse a cookie. Every time Blum seemingly makes progress, she's thwarted, or unintentionally creates some obstacle for herself. I love the tension this causes, but it almost became predictable in every scenario where it felt as though she was going to succeed, even if it was just in a small way, that then she'd experience some calamity and get knocked back further than she was before. I like that we get to watch Anna Marie Much as Blum. She's become this fighter for the season. She's shown to be training, so it makes sense, and when she does get into a scrabble, she's not instantly overtaken. This bleeds over into her personality. The boldness of the character is stressful, but also entertaining, as she's about a half inch from throwing it all away and just going ham on somebody if it means keeping her family safe. And a few of the action sequences worked. They're intense and physical. I mean, not just punches or kicks, but bodies being thrown through the air and across rooms, crashing people through tables or other furniture, just leaving this wake of destruction. And it's great that these aren't over in just a quick moment. We get to feel some suspense and peril for the characters. Even when one seems wildly overpowered by another, sometimes some improvised weapons make their way into a scene, and it adds just another level of complexity. Now, the choreography, it's also great, and it's filmed decently. We get a sense of the physicality of the battles because we're able to actually see the actors performing their moves. And it makes the show just way more immersive. There are some other elements within this season's plot that somewhat tie into the main arc, but they also feel like distracting tangents. The story continues to give focus to the Schönborn family and their attempts at diversifying their ski lodge to make it more of a year-round vacation destination. Now, bits and pieces, they do feed into the central story, but we jump in and out of these sequences so quickly that they begin to feel much less important to the larger narrative. I mean, I was struggling to care about this portion because while I do know they're both rich and morally sketchy, their own little schemings didn't really raise any intrigue. Now, there is a storyline that's very tense, and it becomes a race against time that stretches the last 5 episodes. Some portions aren't developed as much as they could be, but we are given enough to get the gist and have it understandable how it ties in with some villains' actions and their motives. Now, I think probably the most shocking idea within this series is how many corrupt and abhorrent people live in the small community. And we're not talking gray areas here, where they might be doing a bit of embezzling or trading political favors. I mean, these are crimes that are of the most vile sort. Intermingled in this, no matter how dysfunctionally, is also the idea of family. And the story uses many examples of family relationships to exploit character flaws, but also highlight some strengths. Blum becomes blinded at times because of her rageful pursuit, but she's only doing it out of fear for her family. And one of the villains shows how the idea of family is held in esteem, but their actions end up defying all of that. And it gives the storytelling just more depth, creating scenarios that can be anxious, excruciating, or passionate. A new addition to the cast this season is Peter Kurth, and I love it when he gets to be a powerful and sketchy character. He's got this quiet level of menace that just emanates from him. He's got an almost permanent scowl that matches his straightforward and demanding persona. And while we don't see a ton of him for the first half of the season, he does become a much larger player towards the end, and it's fun to see him command the screen. Now, just like in season 1, this season, it's only 6 episodes, each under an hour. I mean, some of them much less. So it does go by quickly as a binge. But the show also likes to showcase Blum on her motorcycle, just weaving through the mountains. And while I know that that is a fun experience, it's also not necessary for the storytelling. I mean, a little here and there, it's fine. But we get extended scenes. And they're not intended to show us a character who's riding to experience the sights, or maybe even to clear their mind. Blum is on a singular mission, so all of that scenery, no matter how beautiful, really doesn't help the progression. And even though this show is framed sort of like a mystery, it really isn't. We're shown just about all of the actions of people without any sorts of masks or camouflage, so this becomes more of a thriller than anything. Now, that's not a bad thing, but if you are looking for something more on the mysterious side, there isn't much at all. So overall, Season 2 of Women of the Dead delivers tense and dire situations set against a contrasting, beautiful landscape. The series continues to thrill with high-stakes action and treacherous encounters, creating exciting and brutal fight choreography. While some aspects of the storyline are less engaging or developed, the central arcs create anxious momentum that complements the themes of obsession and family. I think the overall story was a little unfocused, losing its edge when drifting away from the two main pursuits. There's no sex or nudity, a bunch of profanity, and a lot of brutal violence, including sexual assault. I give Season 2 of Woman of the Dead 3 out of 5 couches. So are there any dark dramas or thrillers that you've seen lately that are worth checking out? I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.